This episode is sponsored by Jacobson Real Estate Company. Are you ready to find your dream home? Or maybe you're thinking about selling and want the best deal possible? Well, look no further. At Jacobson Real Estate Company, we make buying or selling your home smooth, stress-free, and exciting. With 50 plus years of experience and a deep knowledge of the Winona, Minnesota area market, we specialize in turning your real estate goals into reality. Whether it's finding that perfect neighborhood, negotiating top dollar for your property, or answering all of your questions along the way, we're here for you. Plus, with our personalized approach, you're not just a client, you're family. So why wait? Let Jacobson Real Estate Company open the door to your future. Call us today at 507-313-2716 or visit our website at jacobsonrealestatecompany.com. Because your next chapter starts here. Buy, sell, invest. Jacobson Real Estate Company. Welcome to day 4 of our Sturgis trip. We had a less riding day, more of doing day, I would say. So we hit up on the way this morning. We left and we went to Sturgis. We cruised down Main Street, as a lot of people probably saw my video on Facebook. And then we headed back to Deadwood. And then actually from Deadwood, we went to Full Throttle Saloon, which is over by Sturgis. And then we came back to Sturgis and back to Deadwood. And now we're back here. And we are recording this at 3:16, literally on August 10th, Mountain Standard Time. So, boys, how do we feel about today? I know, Brett, you had some highlights that you enjoyed. I know Full Throttle Saloon was a good one that you really enjoyed.
Yeah, I think today was a good one. I actually, because we put so many miles on yesterday, it was kind of nice just to have a short ride over to Sturgis, get to park on Main Street, walk around, people watch, take all the photos.
People watch for sure.
Send all the people the photos from Main Street, see all the bikes.
I would say that we took no significantly different photos than anybody would ever see, but it's our experience. So.
Oh, absolutely correct. I think what we should do is kind of do this in order because there are aspects of this.
There's many steps
of
to
the
trip
day
today.
that was great. So
sure.
I think rolling into Sturgis for me was a really good experience. We were able to come into town on the west side, go down, I don't know what road it is, and then hit Main Street, find a place to park, and then kind of get out and walk and start experiencing some of the experiences.
I would say most people, when they think of Sturgis, they probably think of Main Street, in which we actually went down 3 times today. Actually, once on the way in, once on the way out, and then once by accident going to the brewery. You took us down that way, and we went down 3 times.
It wasn't necessarily an accident. It was just the way that I chose to take. Then the GPS started throwing me through. I think it had a malfunction, and then so we went down a few blocks, and then I was able to get back on track. But yeah,
you wanted to see
so
Sturgis again.
Sturgis round 1, as far as on the bikes, before we went to Full Throttle Saloon, I think it was fantastic watching the people going through the shops. You and Justin had cigars.
Yep.
I was able to go up on it was like a big catwalk. It's not really a catwalk. It's like a staircase that overlooks Main Street.
Yeah.
And
it's probably where all the main photos are taken from that people probably see.
That are from up in the air.
Yep.
There was a $5 donation, and I talked to the gentleman that was kind of manning that staircase. It was not a cost to go up there. It was a suggested cost, so you didn't have to pay it. But I paid the $5. I asked him what it was going for, and it was going for music in the park for the kids. So they were buying various instruments for the kids to play for the city of Sturgis.
That's a good cause.
So I thought it was a absolutely great cause. So I was able to go up there. So anyway.
One thing I think about that is I'm surprised there wasn't a bigger line. Knowing that there's a suggested cost of $5, though you didn't have to pay it. I was surprised that the line was not longer, and you just like went up and you got up and you went and did it, and then it was back down and it was no big deal. Like we went to the Sturgis sign, and we had to wait in line, and it was free.
Yeah, I don't think that there was really any incredibly long lines for anything. Things just take longer to experience certain things. Like the Sturgis sign, it just takes time for people to wheel their bike up in front of the Sturgis sign. So I mean, it's just a time-consuming thing for the catwalk. I think that's just. I mean, there was people constantly there, though. I just don't think there's a line. There's other things like when we got lunch.
You're kind of saying simply logistically speaking, it just takes less time to go
some
up and
things just
down.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I don't think that anything that we did really took an obnoxiously amount of time.
Well, I would agree with that because we thought we were going to be like shoulder to shoulder today with people,
Yeah.
and we really weren't.
And speaking to that note, and I share it with some of my friends and probably my wife. I can't remember all the things that I told her today, but excuse me. I was talking to, when you guys were buying the cigars, I was talking to the owner of that cigar hut, and I asked him how the crowds were today, which I think we all thought were fairly decent. You know, there was pretty much 8 blocks of straight motorcycles lined up, parked by the time we got there, and I think we got there 11:30-ish.
Something like that, 11:30 or 12-ish, yeah.
Yeah.
Right around that ballpark. Anyway, and he said this was actually more of a pre-rally crowd,
Oh.
and it was not a rally crowd. And he said that when the rally kicked off, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, a little bit of Monday, you barely could push his door open on Main Street.
Oh, wow.
Because the crowds were so big, which I was actually pretty thankful for. Like,
Yeah.
there was still a lot of bikes, there was still a lot of people. You could see all the things to see, but you weren't overwhelmed with.
You weren't feeling pushed out.
Correct. So, Chris, your thoughts, Main Street, when we took the bikes there, right away when we left the Airbnb?
Cool experience, definitely. Going down Main Street just to see what everyone else, or all the videos I've seen. The shops, I mean, they're the shops. It feels like we've been saying, it feels like Wisconsin Dells 2.0 or whatever you want to call it. Yeah. You're just selling the same stuff at different shops, just different vendors with all the same crap. However, I did like going to the Harley store. It was fun that you guys pulled a little prank on me with the officer coming up to me and saying, "Oh, are you going to pay for those things?" Acting like I was stealing. And you guys told me it was my birthday. We kind of had a good chuckle. But you know what? The funny part about that is, as I was walking over by the sweatshirts, I noticed him out of the corner of my eye, like, eyeing me. I'm like, what's this guy eyeing me for? I'm like, and they get like kind of creeping around me, which is hilarious. And then he comes over, and then he says, "Oh, are you going to pay for those items?" I'm like, "Well, yeah, I'm going to pay for these items." And I could just tell by how awkward it was. I knew something was up, and then I look over in the distance, and then you two are sitting there laughing like little shits. But it was funny. I did enjoy the Harley store, though. There was so much to look at there. You could at least spend a minimum of an hour if you just wanted to walk around, look. That was fun. One thing I really liked doing was looking at all the bikes that people bring. I always look at them and I wonder, like, why did they choose that bike? What made them choose that bike? I chose my bike because of a certain reason, but why did they choose what they have? Because some people are riding some awkward things that you would never, ever ride. But we also probably determined they probably trailered them here, too. So that was a fun experience going to Sturgis, just to say I've been there.
I mean, different types and different styles. I mean, when we were literally coming back to the Airbnb this evening, we came across a bike that you thought had looked a little awkward and outrageous, the way that it was set up.
Yeah.
But, I mean, for somebody with a different physique as us, or, you know, I mean, it could fit their needs, and it might look goofy or different for you, but that might be perfect for them, where your bike would be maybe too big or
I suppose
too awkward to handle. So, I mean, that's an interesting take of trying to get into the psyche of why someone buys the bike that they do. I would say that I bought my bike simply just because when I sat on it, it was the most comfortable bike that I've ever sat on, and I'm very comfortable while I ride it, and it's just the way that it fits. I mean, it would be nice sometimes to have more modern amenities on my bike, but at the same time, I wouldn't sacrifice the comfort and rideability to have a GPS or a radio. So I mean, everybody buys it for a different reason. And,
Okay.
I mean, you bought yours for a certain reason. I would never buy something that would be too much bike for me. I wouldn't go out and look for something like your bike. That would be too much bike for me. Not just like the engine and everything, but having the GPS and the heated handle grips and everything like that. It's just not for me.
Sure.
So I mean, everyone to each their own.
Well, then what was
So,
your thoughts
yeah.
of going to Sturgis?
What was your favorite
guess-
part or your thoughts about going to Sturgis?
Oh.
I know you mentioned that you had a high level of intimidation, but prior to going,
that's right.
going
Yeah.
into downtown, going to Main Street, and then you kind of made the comment of like it was not as bad as you kind of anticipated, and you felt a lot more comfortable. So just Main Street, Sturgis, we'll call it round one, the beginning of the day.
My concern was always going to be having a booger up and pull the Pee Wee Herman, and my bike tips over and domino effect, and then
Yeah, you had said that like the day we got here.
Yeah, take
You
out
said
a
that
whole
was one of
row
your
of bike.
biggest fear.
You know, so or like somebody walks out in front of me and I knee jerk reaction and I plow through a whole line of like bikes. You know, that was always
would
like
suck.
my concern. I mean, a freak accident, like, I mean, I don't want that to happen. And you know, you see videos of people that drive through. I mean, I saw a video of a car that somehow drove through the middle of Main Street. I don't know if you guys saw that or not. It was in the Sturgis group that somebody drove a car through and hit like two bikes. I don't know how they got through the barricades that said motorcycle only, but some car had gotten through.
I did not see that.
Yeah, I saw that this morning.
Okay.
So going into Sturgis after seeing that, it's like, okay, so people get through, people make mistakes. I don't want to be responsible for that. But no, I mean, like, it didn't feel like overly crowded. We didn't have an abundance of traffic. We got separated occasionally, which is a concern for me because, like I said, my bike doesn't have those modern amenities like GPS on there that if we get separated, if I don't catch up to you guys, I might not know where we're going. So, you know, there's a little bit
We're
of
always going to wait for you.
Okay. Okay.
And usually you and Chris were together. It was usually because I'm traditionally riding first, I would go and then there would be a car that would sneak in between.
I mean, I have a decent sense of navigation that I could probably find my way and catch up with you guys eventually, but
What's that patch that's on your motorcycle vest, though?
it says, don't
Don't-
follow me, I'm lost too.
Perfect.
You know, I mean, I've always ended up where I started going, or
Amen to
always
that.
ended up where I meant to go from where I started.
So round one of Sturgis was better than you anticipated.
Yeah.
It went well. We were
I
able
mean,
to
we
see
also
all the
didn't have
stuff.
like an overly abundance of people. We weren't like walking shoulder to shoulder and trying to like make it through like a mosh pit the entire
Yeah.
way through. So I mean,
I
there was-
thoroughly enjoyed that aspect.
there was room to maneuver. There was room to see things. I didn't feel like we were overly crowded. Everything I would say was more comfortable than anticipated.
Brett,
Beautiful.
you?
I think it went really well.
Was that what you expected?
Yes and no.
Was
I
it
thought it.
underwhelming on certain levels.
I thought it was going to be more crowded, and not to say that it wasn't crowded, because I think it was crowded. But I don't like huge crowds of people, so I was like afraid that we wouldn't be able to like make decisions or do things. Like one of the things that was kind of nice is we found the patches that we wanted. We were able to find a person to sew them on right on Main Street. So, you know, you had some patches that you brought with. I had purchased a couple patches. We were able to get those put on right away. Whereas I feel like if the crowds were bigger, it would have been much longer of a wait, which would have stressed me out because I would have had the decision of, should I put them on here? Should I put them on at home? But overall, I think it was a good experience. We were able to people watch, see the things we wanted to see, kind of check out, you know, because we'd always had the plan to go out there during the day, come back there at night, and kind of experience two different aspects of it. One of the things that I noticed is from the time we got there till the time we left to go to Full Throttle Saloon, it had gotten a lot busier. So I think we left at a really good time as far as the crowds. And yeah. So I was... Are you crying?
He's crying. You're so
Yeah,
great.
I'm just a little greasy. I haven't had a chance to shower yet. So I'm just
Okay. All right.
Oh, poor guy.
Getting the sting out of my eye.
So
yeah.
no, it was good. So we left Sturgis Main Street, and our plan after that was to go to the Full Throttle Saloon.
Yep.
So I kind of touched base on how that was for me. Chris, why don't you go ahead and just share your experience with Full Throttle, and then we'll move on to Justin.
Full Throttle was
I'll-
that was something else. It's this ginormous bar, but it also felt like you were at like your town festival at the same time, with a really big stage. So I can understand how cool that would be for people. And I know you made the comment when we left. You're like, I can understand how people get pretty wild here. And yeah, it's
it was
huge.
It was all encompassing.
You
And I
could-
told Allison that when I was FaceTiming her when we got back from our ride and got back from all the stuff we were doing today before we went back out without the cycles. He's like, they had everything. They had food.
Yep.
They had camping. They
Yep.
had shopping. They had, like, literally you could go there for the rally, not leave, and they would have everything that you ever needed.
Pretty much.
Helicopter rides. They had helicopter
Yeah.
rides.
But you're also out in literally like the middle of nowhere.
That is
So
the crazy part too. Yes.
having all those amenities right there is what keeps people there.
Yep.
100%.
And the longer they're there, the more money they spend.
Absolutely.
It's kind of weird because it, like Justin was saying, it's literally in the middle of nowhere. So you can you drive. What do we drive? Like maybe we probably rode like
It was
10
20
miles.
minutes.
Like 10 minutes.
8.7
Yeah. And you're all of a sudden you just
8.7
show up and
miles.
it's huge. You just show up, it's like huge, and it's like, what the hell is this? And the fun part about it is that it's mainly bike parking, so you can park pretty close to the place, even though there's hundreds of bikes there, if not thousands of bikes there, and you can get a pretty decent parking spot because bikes are very small. And that was kind of interesting. And then Brett bought us a mug. Well, he got Justin a mug that Justin had to pay for, but he got me a mug with my beer in it, and it says the 85th anniversary. And that's kind of a cool looking mug too, because they were really nice looking. But it was cool to see a place that I've heard about, but I didn't know anything about.
Yeah, the mugs were pretty cool. We were.
Yep, they were.
I saw the mugs for sale, so I wanted, instead of just buying you a drink, I want to buy you something that's tangible for your birthday, so
Yeah.
that you could have it, remember it, keep it, not
That's
just
true.
a can of Bud Light or a can of whatever. So when I asked her about, get the mug for this, and then she went to Justin. I was going to buy Justin's drink, but then he decided to get the souvenir cup, even though he didn't know that he was getting the souvenir cup.
He'll appreciate it in the long run.
Yeah, he definitely will. But he thought he was getting what was it, like Mick Ultra?
Yeah,
$20.
she asked me if I wanted it
In
a
the mug.
or a bottle.
And
I
you said
a bottle.
yes in the bottle after she went to grab the mug.
So then I got a mug, and I didn't realize they were souvenir mugs. I'm like,
But
okay.
you thought it was just served in a mug that you'd have to give the mug
Yeah,
back.
but I would have to give the mug back. I'm like, okay, well, I guess I paid
like,
$20
well, that's a
for a
$20
beer.
beer. But before that, it was because I offered to buy you the beer, and then she said, "Are you guys together?" And I said, "Well, I'll get these two. He's by himself." And so, like, the rest of the evening, throughout
Justin's
every
birthday's in
stop,
a
he's
month
like,
from
"I'm
now.
by myself."
Justin's birthday's in a month from today.
Well, if I would have known that, well, I think I covered it with some
Justin, what did you think about
Crown
Full
and
Throttle?
Cokes tonight. So, what do you? Yeah, what were your
I
thoughts on
mean-
Full Throttle?
It was all right. I mean, it was what I expected it to be. The line for the free tattoos was too long, so we decided to pass on that.
Boo.
Again, I was very upset that I was paying $20 for a beer, and then I was overly surprised that I got to keep the glass. And for like 5 minutes, I'm like, "Can we take this glass out here on the concrete? Can we take this glass outside?" Because I'm used to, like, when you're at a bar and, like, they ask if there's like a beer garden outside, they're like, "Are you going to have it inside or outside?" On a golf course, same thing. You get a drink.
Plastic or glass?
Yeah. So I'm like, oh, I don't know if we can take these glass mugs out here on the concrete or the gravel.
Anything goes.
They might be in trouble. And you guys are like, no, it's all right, it's all right. And then eventually I realized that I got to take this glass home with me so I can do whatever I want with it. And then I was just overly
It's your
joyed.
souvenir.
I'm like, wow, that's not even that bad. I was fully prepared to pay $20 just for a big beer, but now I paid $20 for a beer and a glass I can take with me. So I mean, that was the best part.
Good times.
The thing that I thought was pretty cool, and this is why, I told Allison, and I think I share it with you guys too as well. Like, that was probably my favorite part of, like, between Sturgis and in Full Throttle. Full Throttle was super fun. I liked the idea that it was like one-stop shop. The bar was very large and it was super fascinating. Like, when I FaceTimed Alice when I got back, it was the bar, like the edge of the bar was a chain, and they had so much
Detail.
ornate. I don't know if ornate's the right word because sometimes that's like more Victorian style, but there was so much detail into every aspect of all the different bars, the tables, how they had all the shops were like an old town of in the 1800s that you could go in and experience. And
The one thing I thought was cool was like the catwalks above ground where you could watch the band.
I think that was new.
I think so too.
I
Because
saw
those boards look pretty new.
Is it Robert Patrick? Am I saying the name right?
The actor that we've been following?
Yeah, Terminator.
Yeah.
So I saw a video of him taking that tour. So I believe that the catwalk that goes around the main stage, I think that's new as of this year.
The boards look new.
I suppose that kind of goes back to like the day
That's cool, though.
day one podcast of
Probably.
when Justin said they wait till the day of the rally time to start doing all their construction.
Well, we gotta find
which,
out-
by the way, we have to touch on this. There was more than one bathroom.
Yes.
There was
Lots of
actually
bathrooms.
several bathrooms.
And I didn't see any construction happening.
And
at
there was
all.
no construction.
I think it was
so
just
I
the
know
pilot
Justin
episode.
corrected himself and said, I just watched episode 1 of a
And-
series back in 2005 or whatever it was.
In all fairness, they do have a new campground that we did not explore at all. So
Yeah, camping.
the
is not my
actual
thing.
the bar saloon location has plenty of bathrooms. As for the rest of the compound, TBD. We did not
to be
personally.
determined. Until next time.
So we moved on from Full Throttle. Do we have anything else to say about Full Throttle?
Nope.
No.
Got a
So
t-shirt.
we move on from Full Throttle, and then that was what I will say was kind of the one ask that Chris had for his birthday, because, mind you, if we haven't mentioned it, this entire day was Chris's birthday. So we were kind of doing things that Chris wanted to do and seeing the things that he wanted to see. So after we left Full Throttle Saloon, his
Went to the
one ask
brewery.
was that he wanted to go to the Sturgis Brewery. So and that was going back to what we said earlier. I took a little detour. We went through Main Street. But we eventually made it to the brewery. Chris, tell us your thoughts. What did you think about the brewery?
Well, your pops were amazing looking in your Coca-Cola cups. My flight of beers were good. Still like their IPA that's there. They had a cool logo, and they had a patch to go with that cool logo for Justin and I, since Brett doesn't buy brewery patches, I guess. It was really cool, though. It was a cool logo. Really nice location. Huge souvenir shop for a brewery. We didn't test any food except for the corn dogs, which actually those were darn good.
Mini corn dogs were delicious.
They were delicious, but it was your
And you
standard
said
type brewery.
that Justin didn't take you out for supper.
Justin did not take me out for supper.
He actually bought the food.
I did buy the food.
Oh, that's right, Chris.
Yeah, so I bought mini
He did
corn
buy
dogs.
the food.
But that was a fun place. And Justin, you said it looked like you thought it reminded you kind of like a mini Toppling Goliath, I guess.
Yeah, I just had. I mean, with the gift shop. I mean, Toppling Goliath has a huge gift shop.
Yeah, that's true.
The industrial look to
Yep.
it, just the size. Whether you have the food and the beer, it seemed like a condensed version of Toppling Goliath to me.
Yeah. And you guys had them sing happy birthday to me. The lady was very friendly. She was from Fairmont, Minnesota, our waitress. And that was fun, too. And like about 8 different little workers or kids. I want to say they're like kids there because they look pretty young, but they came out and all sang to me. And that was very nice. I like that. So then we moved on to Deadwood.
Yep.
I don't think Brett has much to say about it other than his mellow yellow was amazing.
Brewery, Mellow Yellow was good. I was happy that you were able to experience what you wanted to experience. I was happy that there was a lot of debate on whether they had the patch. Justin even went in and checked and said that they didn't have the patch. So I took a picture. Still, obviously, have it on my phone because we were going to have it just custom made. And you said, no, I'll just get one of the ones that they have because I want to get the actual patches that they have. But then when you guys went into the shop, you saw that they actually had that patch.
That's
so
correct.
I was grateful for that. After we left there, we took the picture by the Sturgis sign.
Yep. Took about maybe 10 minutes. We had to wait. In line.
Yeah, 10 or 15
There was a
minutes.
line, though.
It
for
wasn't
people
it
that were
wasn't
wondering.
terrible, but that was a good experience.
Yeah,
It took a lot of planning to try to figure out how we're going to get in and out as quick as possible.
But you got to do that. You got to do that.
Absolutely. It's a must-do. So then we moved on to Deadwood.
Yep, Deadwood. Oh, gosh, the ride over there was so beautiful, I thought.
Absolutely
it was, like,
phenomenal.
Perfect weather, perfect sunrise, and, man, I just felt so confident. I was just going around those turns, and it felt good. Sunset cruise. Yeah, it was nice. I like the cruise over there.
Yeah, it
but
was
Deadwood
good.
is cool. Deadwood, in my mind, is cooler than Sturgis, by far. Main Street in Deadwood is way cooler.
Yeah, it's very historic.
Yes, that's probably what I like about it the most is it's historic. Sturgis is just it's Sturgis. It's a rally. Nothing like there's nothing really that historical there. But you go down to Deadwood, and there's a lot of history there. I thought so. I like Deadwood, but it was fun going there. And
So-
I got a couple bourbons and whiskeys as well from there.
So round one of Deadwood for the evening, we were on the cycles going back to our Airbnb. We kind of just did the shopping thing, picked up some patches, got some patches sewn on, went
Yep.
to Harley,
Yep, got our poker
got
chip.
back to the bikes, rode the bikes back to the Airbnb, and then kind of the night began. But before we continue on to that, Justin, while we were in Deadwood on the bikes, is there anything that you'd like to add to what you thought of it?
I mean, I didn't really know much about Deadwood going in, so
Until the evening.
and learning just some history about it was really interesting. But no, I definitely agree that Deadwood was more entertaining, it had more to offer than what Sturgis did.
Yeah.
Definitely could see coming back to the area to visit Deadwood rather than Sturgis.
Oh yeah, for sure. I agree with that.
There's a lot more to learn and discover.
100%. I would fully.
You know,
agree with
one
what
thing
you're
about
saying.
people there is, Sturgis is this little town, and then all of a sudden it gets nuts in this 10-day stretch in the year. But actually, Sturgis isn't that small compared to.
It's the biggest city that we have drove through in this area,
It is.
minus Rapid.
I know when we came in, I noticed that it had over 7,000 people, and the college, my first college I went to, in community college in Iowa Falls, is about 5,000 people, and Iowa has a lot of those kind of small towns too. So to me, it reminds me a little bit of that. But I'm like, Sturgis isn't that small of a place. It's just not Rapid City, which is only like 20 minutes away.
And there's nothing going on outside of the rally except for
It's just a normal town.
yeah, it's very normal.
But they have
town.
more things there. They
And a
at
lot of
least-
the bars on Main Street aren't open because they only open for the rally.
Right.
And,
But they have
and those
more
kind of things.
restaurants. Like you have a Pizza Ranch, you have a McDonald's,
Correct.
you have a Taco John's.
Yep.
Here in Lead, we have literally nothing.
Oh, it's a very-
But
yeah, it's
Leeds
very.
also a town of like 700 people. It's a tenth of the size.
I think it's 1,500, but
Okay. So
Right.
it's-
But Deadwood still doesn't have anything really fast food wise either.
no, not
Wait,
really.
that's
They have a
very-
Subway.
Yeah, they
so
both
is
have a
Lead.
Subway.
Yeah, which is very common.
Eat fresh.
Everyone's got to eat freshes. So
So we got through Deadwood. We came back home.
came back home. Got
We
ready
called the
right away.
wives, had a conversation with them, checked in with them, and then
Went right back
we
out.
were actually going out to celebrate your birthday.
To
Something that
Sturgis.
we haven't been doing thus far because we're on the bikes, so we
Yeah.
want to make sure that we're not consuming any alcohol. So we got the Uber, I guess it was a Lyft to Sturgis. We kind of had some debating on that because we were debating on the time frame as far as if we'd be able to go there and then get a ride back to Deadwood,
Right,
etc.
right.
So what about the Lyft ride to Sturgis?
Lyft
What-
ride was cool. I rode my first Tesla.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah,
That's
that's
kinda
where I was trying to
Yeah.
have you go with it.
Hands free was kind of unique. He just punched in the address and it started driving itself. I did notice that once we got downtown to Sturgis, he started driving, I believe, with his hands and his foot. So I did notice that. But then getting down to Sturgis as we're going in, our driver, also named Chris, he said, "Oh, it's not very busy down here at all. It must be pretty much wrapping up." We're like, "Oh, okay." And when we got to the bars, I would say he's probably right. I was expecting what Justin was thinking about this afternoon was shoulder to shoulder, tit to tit, whatever you want to say. But well, Jenny to Jenny, is that what you want to say? I don't know. But anyways, we go to the bar and like you can just walk up and you can get whatever you want.
Which
And
I thought was absolutely fascinating.
it was great for us
because the one place that I wanted to go was the Dungeon Bar. And I was so worried about it being super, super packed. And no place that we went, we didn't have to wait for drinks. We didn't have to, like, deal with anybody bumping into us and those kind of things. So I was pretty grateful for that. I think we were in and out of Sturgis in, like, what, an hour and a half?
Yeah, I felt dirtier coming out of the dungeon bar than when I went in. I think I feel like I need your Clorox wipes after I got out of there. It's literally like it reminds me of going down to an old basement in one of our homes.
Absolutely. It was like college
That's all
basement, but there was one of the thing, like, and I've seen a lot of photos and videos, and that it's kind of the staple. At least I think it is kind of the staple. It's a basement bar. There's women's underwear hanging from the joist.
Dollar bills everywhere.
Dollar bills everywhere. So it's like the traditional.
Yeah, had to do it. That's cool to say we did it.
Absolutely.
And then we did what? One-eyed Jack? Is that what? One-eyed Jack.
One-eyed Jack. So what was one of the common themes, I guess? And I'm gonna put Justin on the spot here a little bit because he was kind of in his feelings about what he expected versus what was there.
Yeah, Justin. What were you expecting and what did you get?
It's fine. This is podcast after dark, so just express it.
It was much more mild than I was expecting.
What he said was it
too.
was because of the pasties, because Sturgis is very strict. The pasties were on, and he said it was like softcore porn.
Yep.
And that we were living in, what'd you call it, sim?
A simulator.
Okay, well, when we got to One-Eyed Jack's and we walked upstairs to their gentlemen's club area, there was 4 ladies dancing in the bar in unison, and it felt like we were living in a video game. Like we walked into Grand Theft Auto.
That's
and
right.
Like if you walked into a gentlemen's club in a video game, just like the way that they were all like happened to be like in synchronized, like twirling on the bar together, like it just looked like they were artificially placed there. It just
Like Duke Nukem.
it felt surreal.
I want to make sure
And
for
not like-
the listeners, this was not like a gentleman's club that
They
you're
were
thinking
not
of.
naked.
It was literally just a bar
with
a
ladies,
wraparound bar, and there was 4 bartenders on the bar dancing.
It was like, you know what it reminded me of? Back in 2012, I went to Nashville, and it reminded me of Coyote Ugly is all it reminded me of.
100%.
Yeah.
exactly. It was not a strip club by any means.
But for those who are listening...
They called it the Gentleman's Club. I believe, isn't that what it was
I don't
called?
know.
Yeah, everywhere we went,
about the
that
same amount of
had
ladies there,
something
too.
similar was called a gentleman's club.
Yes, and in
That's
other
the
places
term
they
that
call
they-
it Coyote
Yeah.
Ugly or whatever the case may
Yeah.
be.
You know, the one thing, though, if anybody is listening to this that cares, you can go back and listen to my uncle's podcast over a year ago, Terrence Brown, and he did say that Sturgis is not the same nowadays as it was back in probably, I think he said his first time was in the late 70s. He says much more cleaned up. I can't attest to that, but he's probably right because, like you said, the Gentleman's Club was like Coyote Ugly, which is just girls dancing on a bar.
I think they just named that. I think they
Probably.
just named their
Yeah.
upper bars probably to get people to go
Well,
up
yeah,
there and
because
experience
it
something
intrigues
different.
people.
But the one thing that the dungeon bar had, you go down to the dungeon bar, you go out back, they had a quote unquote gentleman's club. The table that we sat at had a coupon for a free drink
Yeah.
at, what was that?
Something
Loud America.
Loud America.
Actually, that was
So
kinda
you were able to utilize that because when we went from the dungeon, then we went to One-Eyed Jack Saloon.
Yep.
And then we went to the Loud America, and then we
Yep.
went back to Deadwood from there.
Actually, it was cool to see the guy. What was his name? Something Graham. David Graham, I think is what it was, and he's actually on Apple Music. So I starred him so I could just listen to some of his music. It says that it's country, but I think it's more like probably rock country. I wouldn't say it's country, but it was kind of he is a performer. He's a performer, all right. That was loud as hell though.
So we leave Sturgis.
We leave Sturgis and we go back to Deadwood.
We go back to
some
Deadwood.
old
We
guy.
went into, well, the one thing that I thought was interesting is Wild Bill's bar was closed.
The original one,
The
right?
Part
well,
of Sturgis was just, Deadwood was literally dead.
Yeah.
Yeah.
When we got
a
into
lot
Deadwood,
of
a lot of bars we
was
thought would
pretty
be
quiet.
open were completely like.
But
just
the
shut up.
the first bar we went into was the Oyster Bar.
Oh God.
And so I've had one of these, and we'll get to what it is. But I've had one prior to, and I came with my wife back probably in 2019. But I bought you and Justin an oyster shot.
Yeah, that's just basically Tabasco and an oyster inside of this little cheesy shot cup. It's not. It's a plastic shot cup, and
It's a souffle cup. It's a half-ounce souffle cup.
It's nasty.
How was the shot for you,
Gross.
Justin?
I mean, it wasn't as bad as Chris had made it seem to be.
Nah, it was nasty. You get like a chunk
I thought he was
of
going to
oyster.
throw it up. I really did.
I
was like,
wrote down
oh, Nikes. I thought I thought you were going to throw it up, but you
that
got
was the
through
one-
it.
Yeah, that's one thing. I did not want to throw up on the bar because that'd be embarrassing. But yeah, then I went and
And it wasn't like you were intoxicated by
No.
any means. It was
Dude,
it was the fact that I didn't. Okay, I guess for the listeners, I should probably specify. I did not tell them what was in the
you
shot.
did not. I smelled it.
I just told them to take
Tabasco in this.
just told them to take the
sure.
shot. And in my defense, or I guess in your defense, when I first took that, they told me what it was, and I told me how to take it.
That's okay that we didn't know. It's like
I wanted to get you something, and that's the Oyster Bar. It's very
Yeah.
famous in Deadwood.
Well, I went down and got an IPA right afterwards, and it tasted much better. And then we got to go watch Justin gamble. I love it.
Yep.
That's it. Yep.
That's all I got to say.
Were you a
about
big
that.
winner tonight?
I mean, we're all winners in a way because we're experiencing the Black Hills to their.
and the 38
Let's
special.
just say he did not find any gold in Deadwood.
There was no gold found in Deadwood.
I brought my winnings back home with me.
Oh yeah, what is it? Donuts?
I won a whole 30
Cents.
pennies.
Actually, I won more than Justin.
There was 30 cents, but he says it's winnings, but it's not winnings. It's just the remainder of.
I'm
the remainder
$36
of what he
down.
lost.
Justin's $38 down in gambling so far.
But anyway, we went to the Oyster. We went to Saloon 10. There was sawdust on the floor.
That's cool.
That's where Justin really started researching Wild Bill. We took a photo side by side with Justin and Wild Bill
that's
Hickok
great,
on the
that's
wall.
great.
And then we went over. There was a dance club.
Yeah, that was too loud.
It
I
was
enjoyed
loud.
Wild Bill's
It was
way
it was
better.
fun. It was kind
Yeah,
of
it was
just
fun.
like we were like whatever. But
I almost had epilepsy.
I did enjoy the Wild Bill Saloon much better. And you know the one thing
Saloon
is,
10.
or Saloon 10. I enjoyed that because there's history behind it, and you told us that we have to watch something.
Deadwood. Yep. An
Oh,
FX series
An
Deadwood.
FX series.
Yep.
So I am now going to watch that because I told you guys to watch Harley and the Davidsons, which you did not do.
And I pointed out some of the
Told you
places
both
that
to
are in
watch
there. Like
Easy Rider.
that's a different Saloon 10. It's Wild Bill's was where the original Saloon 10 was.
Yeah.
Like the Gem. That was Mr. Woo's. All those places are going to be on Deadwood the series.
I want to check that out because I don't know. I'm fascinated with history, American history specifically. But now that I've been here twice, I think I have more enjoyment of doing that
Oh, and you're going to be completely blown.
because I take people's advice when they give it to me.
So then we kind of topped the night off when we were waiting. Do you have something to say?
No.
Justin wants us to watch Easy Rider
Oh, the easy
so
rider.
bad.
So then when we were waiting for you to, I think you were using the restroom when
was
we were getting ready to
PB.
hail our ride home.
Where I text
Justin and
her
I
and
were
was trying
actually
to-
able to witness.
Oh yes, you guys are the damn.
Police takedown.
There was
Sweet.
a Deadwood police takedown in the middle of Main Street.
So awesome. I wish I was there. I was peeing.
Correct.
I saw the guy arrested.
Chris is just pissing away his life and missing all the good things.
Pissing my life away, guys. Pissed it all away. God, yeah, I saw him in handcuffs, though. That's kind of cool. I wish I could have seen the actual slow motion, as you guys said, takedown.
It was definitely. I don't know. It wasn't.
It was like WWE.
Yes.
Honestly,
it
that's what
almost
it
looked
looked like.
staged.
Yeah,
I
I was
mean-
watching. I'm like, oh shit! Like, what's going on right now?
Yeah, I mean,
It was like
it might have
German
been,
suplex where they like take the head and then it just like drops straight on the concrete.
That's a DDT.
I mean, we can
DDT.
possibly disagree about this, you being in law enforcement, but it might have been unnecessary. He did not seem to be resisting at all. But I mean,
Oh, I think that there
Was
was
there police
there was,
brutality?
No, there was a appropriate level of force
Oh,
for sure.
Good.
For sure, he was trying to run, and they just
Oh, he's gonna run?
he was running. Yeah, that's what he was
Sweet.
doing.
Even better.
The incident was at like that
Gosh.
like dance club that we were at,
Why couldn't I have peed when
and
you
then it
went?
happened, and then he took off running to the middle of the road. So the quickest way to end that is just literally to
he was
It was an
definitely
appropriate level of
very-
force.
Very
There was-
complacent after that, though.
100%, and he didn't hit the ground hard. I think he got
Yeah.
almost once he saw the cop coming. I think he
Might have catched
I
the
think
cop
he-
a little bit.
Well, and I think he went to the ground.
Yeah, I mean, there was definitely. something had happened. It would have been easier to give you a play-by-play if we would have had some video footage to give you. But
So anyway,
either way, I mean,
way.
it was still interesting to see.
so Deadwood was good.
I called up our Lyft driver. But
You got to
he wasn't-
ride back.
He wasn't our Lyft driver, quote unquote. We flipped him $20, as my buddy Ennio says, and he's fine. Dude, they're not gonna ever hear about this. He was a good.
He was not a Lyft driver.
He was an Uber driver.
He did not work for
He was
Lyft.
our new friend that gave us a ride home.
New
Yeah, we
friend.
met,
for money.
We met him in the middle
Whatever.
of the road.
Anyways, he dropped us off at the gas station, and we have gas station food that we had and some scratch offs.
So all in all, I think it was a good day.
It was a very
we put.
low
I think we
weight
put
day.
64 miles on maybe today.
We actually put that many on.
We put 212 on yesterday. I think we put 64 on today,
Oh.
according to my.
Okay,
My
that was way
odometer.
more than I thought. I thought it was like maybe 30 or 40 miles at most. Oh, that's a lot less, I guess, when you're riding.
So it was a fun day. It was Chris's birthday.
Tomorrow
so
is Devil's
today.
Tower.
Today's
Today.
Devil's Tower,
Wow.
which is why we're going at 39 minutes. So we're gonna end this
Pretty quick.
so we can go to bed.
We don't have our favorite moments of the day.
Favorite moments of the day probably was you complaining about the steak dinner.
No, just a dinner, not gas station food.
Yeah. That was probably my favorite moment.
my
Of
favorite-
all the things we did today for you, that was what you complained about was the fact that it was
didn't have
it
it.
was 1 o'clock in the morning. We didn't go to dinner. So favorite moment, that was that
My
for
favorite
sure.
moment was that my wife gave you guys money, and I did not even know it, to get me a couple items from
Ooh,
Sturgis
that's a good one.
that I didn't even know was happening. And I'm thanking Justin because he's almost like interrogating me, like, "Well, do you like that? Do you want that?" I'm like,
Is there anything more that you want? Should we just? Could you spend more money? I even told him because he's like, I think we should just use it up now. I was like, don't use it up now. Like, just let him go about his day, and like, if there's things that you want to do, but I would have just probably told you that Steph, gave money.
Yeah.
He waited finally because you kept thanking him for the gift, but
he eventually goes, "So
he's like, is there anything more at Harley you want? And Chris is like, no, why would I want anything more? Like, you're being weird. What the
I was
heck's going
close,
on?
but the hat that I saw that I liked wasn't a snapback. Had that happened, it would all been in a one-stop shop. But I do want to thank my wife, who's probably not listening to this. Maybe she is. I don't know, for doing that.
Well,
and
currently
that
she's
was-
sleeping because this isn't aired right now. It's
Well,
not
this
live.
It's
isn't
like
2
5 o'clock in
weeks.
the morning.
She-
She might be up. I don't know.
She might be listening to this at work, though, and she's probably like, what the hell are you doing? But anyways, I want to thank my wife, and I love you very much. And thank you for being a part of my birthday, even though I'm on a vacation with 2 of my very good friends and not at home with you and my daughter. But I love you anyways. Thank you very much. I love that happened because that was just something I was not expecting. Justin,
That's all I have. I'm ready for bed. I need to get some sleep. We got a long ride.
Well, Justin, what
we're
was
going
your
to
favorite
Devil's Tower
part? You
tomorrow.
didn't say- Justin didn't even get to say his.
Oh, hold on. Before the favorite moment,
Oh,
I
God.
do want to talk about one thing. Does anybody have any guesses?
Dave Ramsey.
Nope, no, not Dave Ramsey.
Perfect.
This was it's a Sturgis moment, and it's not the Cheetos bike. That's a hint.
Oh, the axe.
The axe. The axe.
Why did he not get the axe?
TBD if he's going to pick up the axe.
Yeah.
We there was an axe that Justin really wanted. It was probably 4 foot. Like
Oh, it had
The
to be at
handle-
least 4 foot.
the handle. It was no more than 4 foot, but
Mark would have loved that.
we're gonna do our best college effort to get back there
We
tomorrow.
talked him down to $200 from $350.
It was $350. We got him down to $200. I bet tomorrow that guy does not want to take that thing home, and instead,
Hundo.
you could probably get that. I bet for sure for $175, even if it's $200 off of $350.
And
A
you could
ratchet
just-
strap it to your back.
Dude.
We'll be rolling home with that axe. You were so tempted to do it, but
Think about
the
this.
only
You
thing that
spent-
stopped you tonight, I think you would have bought it if we were going straight home, which then would have created the. Well, I guess we'll figure out how we're getting it back.
Yeah.
He even agreed to sell you the one in the box, which we could go to the post office and just mail it back. To be honest,
You could do that.
Yeah, I definitely wasn't going to be going around.
Just think if
Deadwood.
Justin
yeah,
didn't-
you get
With
walking
a-
Deadwood with an axe,
I was
a
like-
3 foot axe.
cops be tackling people and stuff, I
You
don't
could have
even-
sliced him.
Yeah.
You
Well,
So anyway, that was that.
Just think if he didn't gamble his money away, he could have
Oh,
that thing.
gosh, he was 30. He would be $38 closer.
Yeah,
to it.
he'd be, yeah. Think about
gosh.
that. I think we're going back there
So
tomorrow.
anyway,
after we
that
get
was
back.
I had to bring that up because that was pretty funny.
That
was right as we were
hilarious.
leaving.
God,
Sturgis.
I wanted you to get that, but it's a cool thing, but I would never buy it for myself because I literally have no idea.
I mean,
you
I
love that.
I don't
stuff.
know how I could comfortably get it back.
You could literally mail it. I think we
Oh, yeah,
should
we
try
should
to
pull
get
it.
down there tomorrow. I don't know when he's going to close.
I don't.
If
Even,
you're
I don't
actually
think I
gonna
need it.
Well, there we go.
He's taking your
Anyway,
advice now, Brett.
so then that was my funny.
Yeah,
That was
I
hilarious.
don't need it.
I think I'm going to check
Justin,
out.
do you have anything good that you wanted to add about today?
I guess my favorite part was just the fact that I have every patch that I have purchased or brought with me on my vest. Now.
That's good.
I've never paid to have patches put on my vest, but
This
took
was the week.
Probably a total of 5 minutes total, and I have every single patch that I had not on my vest is
That's
now
awesome.
on my vest. So that's exciting.
You got Deadwood tomorrow, not to make your anxiety go through the
got
roof.
Devil's Tower
Or Devil's
tomorrow.
Tower, sorry,
Yeah.
not Deadwood.
Well, we're gonna get a patch there somehow, some way. We'll
They
figure.
might
it
not
out.
have patches. They might be sold out.
We're gonna steal.
They
a
will
rock.
100% have badges.
TBD. We'll let you
that's
know
right.
later
There's like a
today.
little visitor center. Is there?
Yes.
Yeah, they'll have one.
100%.
Perfect.
Well,
Well,
anyway,
anyways,
for all the listeners, good night from Brett. Chris will.
Good night and good luck.
and a big vroom vroom to everyone else. See you tomorrow.